Hello, digital artists. In this video, I am going to show you how to complete your digital art portfolio. There are 5 steps to complete your digital art portfolio. This is going to showcase all of the projects that you've turned into our Google Classroom and the artist statements that you wrote for the project. So I know not every project had an artist statement, but most of them did. So I'm going to show you the template that you have in the Google Classroom assignment and what my example of my digital art portfolio looks like with my example artworks in it. So this is the first slide. This is your title slide. You need to change your name to your name. You can use your first name and your last name or a nickname, but I need to know quickly, who does this belong to? You are more than welcome to change the font or the background colors. So you can select the fonts and choose a different font, or you can come into more fonts and find a font that is going to work for you. Whatever font you want, that's what you'll use. You can also change the color. You can change the text color of your font, or you can change the background color by clicking background, change background, and you can choose a different color. So maybe a really dark blue. The text font and the color is your choice. It just needs to have your name on this slide. Step number 1 is pretty easy. Step number 2 is the table of contents. You are going to fill out the table of contents with the titles of the projects that you completed in the Google Classroom. So here is your slide number 2, the table of contents. You're going to type in, after the project number, the title of the project. You can get these from your Google Classroom. All of my classes have either done a different number of projects in a different order, or skipped some projects or had some different choices. So you can come over to your Google Classroom and look at all of the projects that we did, starting with project number 1 all the way to the last project that we get to do. If you did the extra credit, that's great. You can add it. If you didn't do the extra credit, that's all right too. You don't have to add it. So this is step number 2, is the table of contents. Step number 3 is you need to find your images and your artist statements. You need to download your images from the Google Drawing with File, Download, JPEG. You need to save it either to your Google Drive or to your Downloads folder. If you have stuff in your Downloads folder, you can put it on your Drive, depending on what device you're on. I know some people are using the Chromebooks. Some people are using their desktop computer. Some people are using their personal laptop. Whatever device you're using, you still have to download the image so that we can insert it into the portfolio, into the Google slide. So I'm going to talk about how you're going to find your images in your artist statement. So you can come to your Google Classroom and you can click on the assignment and click on your classwork and get to it from here. Or you can find it in your Drive where it's saved, and I'm going to show you how to download it. So this is project number 1. It was the value crystal. You're going to click File, Download, JPEG image. I'm on not a Chromebook. I'm on my personal laptop. So when I click on this, it downloads it to my downloads folder on my computer. So my artwork gets saved in a different place. Then you need to pull up your artist statement. You remember this? You probably filled it out for project number 1. You're going to select the text here and you're going to put it in the speaker notes on your Google slide. So when you come over to your Google slide, your speaker notes are down here. So when you're on your project, look, if you can't even find it, you can write it again. If you're missing something, or if you're reading the statement and you're like, I need to add something here, here is the statement that we filled out, those sentence frames, those sentence starters to write about our artwork that we finished. So here is your project slide. If you notice right now, there's only 3 slides on your student copy of the digital art portfolio. We'll need to duplicate these slides, and we know how to duplicate things. So I use the select tool, that's the mouse, and I click on the slide I want to duplicate. Then I can come over to edit and duplicate, and I can see the keyboard shortcut is Control D. So I can either use edit, duplicate, or the keyboard shortcut Control D to duplicate. So for the first project, you're going to use insert image, and you're going to find it either on your Drive or upload from computer. If it's on your Drive, you should be able to use your Drive and wherever it's saved to pull up the picture to insert. So you'll click the picture and you'll insert it. If it's really small, you can delete the box and then you can resize your picture to be nice and big and fill up the space like that. Then you'll put your artist statement down here. This is an example of your student digital art portfolio. So I'm going to show you my example. So here's my example. I typed in my name at the top. So this is Miss Dressel's digital art portfolio for her trimester 2 work. The table of contents. I went through my project that I completed that I'm going to put in my portfolio. So project number 1 all the way through 14 and the extra credit. So when I go through, each slide has the title at the top and the picture of the artwork and then the artist statement down here if there was one. The notan, the color wheel design, the winter landscape, the digital collage, the gingerbread house, the hybrid character, the name logo, the mosaic letter, the animal mosaic, the nature mandala, the tints, tones, shades, and shapes, and the portrait with the fruit inspired by Archimboldo, plus the extra credit projects if I did them. So I know I don't have the artist statements typed for my projects, but you should be able to come over to your Google Classroom assignments and open up that template and just select copy and paste. Just copying the things that you wrote here and pasting it into your student digital art portfolio. When you're done, you're going to click turn in on the Google Classroom assignment so that I know you're finished with your digital art portfolio. This is the last thing that we're doing before we switch our elective. So I know that this is going to seem a little bit daunting because there are a lot of images here, but this should not take more than 2 class periods to work on if you spend the entire time working. So reviewing the steps quickly one more time. They're in here on the slide. You don't have to delete them. Step 1, the title slide needs to have your name. Step 2, table of contents, fill it out matching the Google Classroom. Step 3, find your images and your artist statements, download them from the Google Classroom. Step number 4, the project slides. You're going to create 1 slide for each project, the title of the project at the top. Add a picture using insert image, upload from computer or from your drive. Copy and paste the artist statement in the speaker notes at the bottom. Step 5, click turn in on the digital art portfolio assignment in the Google Classroom so I know you're done. And that's it. Let me know if you have any questions about how to complete this assignment when we're in class.